Gear Patrol calls their new dive watch the best sub-$500 dive watch. Full stop. Men's Health rated them as the most stylish solar watch in the game. Who are we talking about? It's Movement. They're leveling up your gift giving with the sleekest watches you can buy and the biggest deals of the season. Shop 30 to 50% off Movement's innovative California clean watches, jewelry, and accessories with fast free shipping and returns now at mvmt.com. That's mvmt.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Potted Together podcast. I'm Nicole, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host Adam and Becky Bex.
Hey.
Hello.
Becky Bex in the house.
Becky Bex in his
Becky
house.
Bex in the. It sounds like a DJ name, right? Becky Bex in the house.
Becky Bex, break it down.
Anyway, we have a really fun episode for you guys today. We're going to be doing a trend because we like to stay on trend. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be doing the she's a 10, but with plants.
They're a 10. I feel like we should change it to there because I don't feel like we should be just dogging on women, you know?
That's true. That's true. You know, I wrote down a few and I wrote some she's and some he's, but we need theys. So let's do there. Let's do there. I'm excited about this one. But this was Becca's idea to do this episode. And since you've texted us this episode idea, that is all that I'm seeing on Instagram.
Really?
I know. It's like it is obviously a very hot trend right now, but then I'm a little nervous that like in a month when this episode actually gets released, it's not going to be a thing. But you know what? It'll still be fun.
What if it's like a really problematic trend and like people are like talking on TikTok about how it's problematic? We're like, so new episode coming out. The lost episode.
I know,
We'll just never post it.
Oh my gosh. Like that macrame video.
Oh my God. Okay. No, I am honestly determined to make that happen someday. But just it's definitely not going to happen with this internet. Next time I go on a trip, though, I will be downloading your footage and I will be making the video.
I just want you to know that comment was to me and not to you, because remember I was like, oh, I can split them up in Premiere Pro, but I just don't want to do it because I did not enjoy doing that video because I feel like I just did a really crappy job. So this is me.
Oh my God.
You did. I knew it wasn't directed at me, but also at the same time, you did not do a bad job. I felt great. Like, Nicole felt great. Like, we both think that you did amazing. And I understand that you don't think that. And I respect that. Maybe we'll just release it to patrons someday. Who knows?
We don't even need to edit it. Just give it to them. Give them the raw footage.
Oh God. All three of our separate raw footage, like not even put together. How awkward would that video be?
It would be awkward, but if it was to be released to anybody, it'd be our patrons because they've seen a lot.
We actually do need to do a YouTube video though. Like we
do. We need some.
It has been.
We need some requests. Let's get some requests going. Maybe you guys can drop us a DM.
I honestly,
this week
okay, so I feel bad because I'm putting this out to the world, but I honestly think that should be our partners kind of thing because I think having our partners on the podcast is also a really great idea, but it would be kind of hard logistically to get that done. Mm-hmm. Especially with like 6 people all trying to FaceTime. But if we got like a set of questions from people and we each filmed with our partners for that video.
Oh, that would be cute. If our partners want to be in the video.
Oh, that's true. Steve would be fine with that. But we can.
Yeah, because he's a YouTube sensation already.
Right.
Would Jay want to be in the video? Is he like anti-video content?
No, he would do it. He would for sure do it.
Okay.
I mean, he has his own YouTube page too.
Yeah.
So he's not.
I was talking about Daniel. Probably get frustrated because Jay would be like trying to get it perfect and she'd be like, just fucking push the record button, Jay.
Just answer the fucking question.
Yeah, both of your guys' like audio visual will be like amazing, and Daniel and I will look like, you know, awful because it's me and he doesn't even know. So you guys will be looking amazing. You'd have like the hair light behind you, and we'd just be like, well, hey, we're the Calhouns.
I think that would be fun if Daniel's down for it. If he's down for it,
he would be down for it. I think it would. I mean, he's like agreed to be in videos before, and like he is so funny because he'll like make sure his hair looks good, and like he'll just like be like, oh well, should I say something different? Like, should I not say that? Or like, you know what I mean? Like he just like really cares that it comes out well, and it's sweet.
Yeah,
like. He's almost like Jay, but not technically, like not like in the camera settings and the way it looks. Like he's like, well, how do we sound? Like, are they going to think this of us? And I'm like, who cares? Like, let's just say it. Just say what you want to say. But he's very like, no, like, I don't want to like come across a certain way. I'm like, just say it. Sweet man.
That's actually a good idea.
I kind of love that idea. I think we could poll for questions, and then we can all just like pick. We can pick the questions, and we can all just answer them and just splice it in and out. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm. That would be such a fun video to edit. We should ask on Instagram like today.
We gotta do this.
Yeah, we used to be like maybe it was like 3 or 4 months. We had a video once a month, which was our goal. And we were doing so good. And then the macrame video happened.
And then it just derailed. Oh, shit.
People are going to want to see this video. They're going to want the receipts. I feel it.
I have trauma every time someone's like, do you have any macrame tutorials? And I'm just like, no, I don't.
What's macrame? Couldn't be me.
It's dead to me.
No, that hanger is like one of my favorite hangers in my house, though, like for the record. But
yeah, well, you definitely did a
great
best job out of all of us. Well, I threw mine away like very quickly. I was like, I don't even want to look at this thing.
That is so funny. Cool.
Okay, well, we have homework. We just gave ourselves a lot of homework. But anyway, today's gonna be fun. I'm excited about this video, but first we have to catch up. We have to talk about our weeks. So let's go. Who wants to go first? Who's got some juicy goss? I don't.
Okay, fine. I'll go first. We're gonna keep it short and sweet. Number 1, we talked about this right before we hit record. My internet has been so bad. I talked about it on TikTok as like one of the downsides of living rural.
That's such a hard word to say.
It is so uncomfortable to say, like rural.
Yeah. I don't know if either of you two watched 30 Rock, but do you remember? I think I've mentioned this before. Like one of the characters was like, she's kind of a conceited narcissist, but she was in this movie, and the title of the movie was called The Rural Juror. And so like every time they made her say it so many times, she's like, Rural Juror.
Yeah, honestly, that's how I feel. Note. And you know what? It is actually baffling to me because I don't even live that far out. Like, it's town. It's not that far.
Yeah.
It's actually, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, I'll cut that out because you're really giving some clues of a radius. There's some creepers. So
my address is this.
Let's just restart that segment.
Okay. So yeah, my internet has been really bad, and there's like some down lines, I guess, or something. I don't even know how that happens and goes on for so long, but like we have tried another internet provider. So T-Mobile is our cell provider, and they came out with like home internet. And so we tried it, and it was terrible. Like the speeds was like 2 megabytes, bits, whatever. 2. It was 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. It was 2 whole megabits.
2. Count them. 1, 2. And it was so bad. And they're like, oh, it's just because there's like a down line and we're going to get it fixed. And we're like, are you though? Because it's been 2 weeks and nothing has happened. And like, if this was our internet for 2 weeks, like we would not be able to function here. And I posted about this on TikTok, and there was a few people that talked about how this just like is another perpetuator of poverty. And I was like, you are so right. Like, we are extremely privileged that like we are able to have like 2 different internet networks in our house to like make it work for my job. And like, just imagine like if you don't even have the income to have one of them, and you live in the middle of nowhere and you don't even have cell reception. It's like, how can you really like, how can you like work? How can you, and like, the thing that really bothers me about this is that technology is like a privilege, but it's also a necessity, like in our day and age.
Yeah.
Like, I think specifically with the school I used to teach at, like, I've talked about this so many times, like in my personal life. I don't know if I have in the podcast, but like for the first like 6 weeks, or I don't even remember, the first quarter at least of being a teacher, I didn't have a projector screen. And I'm teaching like the Gen Alpha, right? That's even younger than Gen Z. Like, so imagine what Gen Alpha is going to be like. I just recently learned that Gen Alpha has been named or whatever. But it's like, these people have never, ever lived without technology, like even more so than Gen Z. So how is it that they can go to school and not have a freaking projector screen and their teacher is writing on a whiteboard, and then they go home and they don't have internet? So they can't do anything online. They can't complete their homework. They can't whatever. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like the days of internet being this like, I don't know, corporate thing, I think that should really be ending, because it really should be a utility. Because who in the modern day is like getting by without having internet? Like, even older people, they have internet for their phones. They have internet for their cable, you know what I mean? Or for their TV, you know what I mean? I don't know all the ins and outs. Sorry, I don't work in the industry, but it's just crazy to me. So no one in my area has high-speed Wi-Fi or high-speed internet. And so it's not possible to have it here. And it's just really, getting to me as of the last week, because my videos are taking like 6 hours to upload again. And that's what it was like when I first moved here. And it's just really, it just drains on you. So anyway, I had a situation.
I mean, I guess
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I guess another piece of this to try to help people understand, especially with you being a full-time content creator, is that your videos have to get approved by a sponsorship. So you have to upload those videos unlisted, send them to them to watch and approve them. And if there's something that needs to be changed, you have to go through the whole process again, and you have to upload it unlisted, send it to them if there's another change. So it's just like, when that process takes multiple hours, like, you can understand the frustration.
Yeah. And I just had a brand where I had to re-upload a video 4 or 5 times. I don't remember at this point. And it was for little stupid things. I'm not going to say what brand it was. I don't think I'm allowed to. But like, I was horrified. Like, every single time they came back with an edit, I was like, is this even allowed? Like, it was like, can they take out this word on the screen? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that, because you know how long it's going to take me to do that? 7 hours, probably. That's my entire work day. And like, while it's uploading,
can they wear
I can't...
a different shade of lipstick?
Literally. Like, come on. And like, also, while something is uploading, I can't do anything else because it takes up the entire bandwidth of my internet. Like, I can't talk on the phone. I can't watch TV. I can't browse the internet and use it for work. Like, it's just so bad. Anyway, it's definitely a first world problem, and like, I feel dumb for like spending time complaining about it, but it's really hard when like this is my job, and like, it's pretty much inaccessible to get high speed internet because major corporations aren't willing to help out people in rural communities. And so I don't know, like, there's just so much. Rural communities are extremely underserved, and that is something that I'm learning as I'm living here so much more. And it just kind of makes you understand why they feel the way they do sometimes, you know, like, not saying everything that rural communities largely believe is right. It's just, this kind of makes a little bit more sense to me now that I'm living here, and I kind of understand why they would think how they do. So yeah, that's been one like major thing. But another thing is the greenhouse is still under construction, and it's been a heat wave, which I'm sure we can all relate to the heat wave. And so it's been really hard to be out there. But this morning I woke up and it was like 75 degrees and it felt like winter. I was like, this is amazing. So I like went out and I like finished up everything I could do on my own. And now we have 4 nephews coming into town next week. Count it, 4 boys. 4 tween boys coming out to our house to stay with us for a week. Adam's face right now.
Without their parents.
Ages? What are the ages? Like, do you need to go pick up some extra deodorant? You might.
Yeah.
I don't. Hand towels.
I don't know exactly how old they all are. I'm like not gonna like say their names and everything just for privacy, but like just so everybody knows, I know their names. Okay. Anyway, there's
yeah.
like I don't even know them. There's a pair of twins, and I think they're like 10 or 11. And then there's a boy who's 12, I think. And then another boy who's 13, I think. So they're tweens.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Yeah, well, like,
Are they coming with their parents?
No.
Or no?
No. So the funny thing is, good news is Daniel's taking
You need us to take some time off of work and come stay with you?
Yeah. Yes. No, Daniel's actually taking 4 days off of work next week. So he's going to do like a half day on Monday and then be home the rest of the week. And I was like, thank God. He has so much vacation time that he hasn't used because it rolls over. And like the pandemic, we didn't travel. So it's like 2 years of vacation time. Anyway, so yeah, he's taking time off, and I was so relieved because at the beginning of the conversation, like his mom called me because she just calls me now. She's like, "So we're gonna do this, and can you just tell Daniel?" I'm like, "Yeah," because he doesn't tell me things. Like, it's just it's funny sometimes, but other times I'm like, "What do you mean they're coming for a week and you didn't tell me?" No, but she just calls me, and like
that would be
He didn't tell me that they were planning on coming for the full week, and I don't think that he really knew that that was the plan either. But his sweet mom calls, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come by on Saturday, and then I'll be leaving on Sunday." So I thought that she and the 4 boys were only gonna be here for one night, and I'm like, "Well, that's weird. That's not very much time." And so I was like, "Okay, like yeah, like if that's what you want to do, like if you can't stay any longer, like what?" I'm like, whatever. And then I talked to Daniel, and he's like, one night. And then he calls her and she's like, "Well, yeah, I'm dropping them off and then I'm going to come back next week and get them." And we were both like, "What?" Like, we're obviously happy to have them. It was just like, oh. So anyway.
What is this for though? Like, I can't think of a family member that would be like, "Hey, you want to hang out with my kids for a whole week?" Is it just like, I'm assuming he's close to his family.
I would do that.
Yeah. Oh. I used to go stay at my grandparents for like a week or 2 every summer. I think it's just like a way to like entertain them. Like, I don't know. But we have like a ton of stuff to get done around the house that we've been putting off. Like, we haven't had a bathroom door in almost a year. And it's just like, we're both busy and it's like not a priority. Like, whatever, it's a bathroom door upstairs that us two only use. Like, I don't know. Little annoyed by that, but hey.
Ooh, I could not do that. I cannot do big business with a door open. Like, no, not at all.
I guess I don't
think I can either.
Neither of us are shy. I mean, like, obviously I don't want him to watch, but it's okay if he's like in the other room, I guess. And we have another bathroom downstairs. So yeah, there's just like a ton of like
I'd be putting toilet paper in there for a soft landing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. It's just,
put your headphones on, Daniel.
I don't know, like when you both work full time and you have like a house that's like kind of a fixer upper, like it just feels like things get pushed to the wayside so often. So there's just like so many little things that we want and need to do, but we just haven't. So they're coming, and Daniel's gonna have basically the whole week off to like spend with them, and like he also wants to like teach them how to fix things and like do things. So they can know and like help out in their own homes. So Yeah, that's going to be next week. It'll be interesting. And I'm like excited, but at the same time, like, you guys know I hate cooking, and like the cooking is going to fall on me, and I hate cooking. So.
Oh, well, and there's a lot of big appetites.
Sounds like I need to come over.
If you, I mean, Nicole, if you want to come and you want to be the chef for the week, we will set you up in the greenhouse. We'll set up a little cot, because that's probably the only space there's going to be.
Yeah.
Literally just like crock pot meals, pot roast.
I was going to say,
Joes,
I'll send you some
taco
recipes.
Meat. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Please do. I want him.
You have a crock pot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I want him to be eating good, you know? I care about these things. I'm not just going to take him to Taco Bell every night, although we might do that a few times. Like, but who knows? That's 3 meals a day.
Yeah, why not?
I can't even do that for myself. Yes. You know how many meals I eat a day? Probably 1.5, and then I'm snacking the rest of the day. Like, I don't cook.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh, the dogs are going to love it, though. I bet those boys are just going to run around with Leo and Cooper, and it's going to be so adorable.
I know. The dogs love kids. Like, I'm so excited to see my dogs with children someday of our own. Like, I feel like Leo is going to be like a little nurse. Like, he's going to be like so concerned about the baby and like want to be around it. And then Cooper's probably going to be like, what is that? Get me out of here. But I feel like Leo's going to be like really sweet. But anyway, I'm excited. It'll be a fun like change of pace. And I don't know, like I think kids that age are fun. Like I like that age because they've got their little personalities, and I don't know. I think it's fun. That's the age group that I was a teacher for, and I really liked it. So, I liked the kids. But anyway, that's pretty much my life update, and I can't think of anything else really going on besides that. So, yeah.
How about you, Adam?
How about me? Well, I've been cooking my Hoya, which has really thrown people for like a loop on Instagram.
Yeah, I need to.
I haven't caught up yet. I have not caught up.
Well, I have heard for a while how a hot water bath for your plants will kill any pest that's on it, usually like aphids, scale, spider mites, mealybugs, anything. And the reason I realized that was I was researching how to get rid of root mealies, and there was like a scientific article from a university that I came across that said about, dumping your plant's roots in water that's like 115 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes will like eradicate root mealies. Anyway, I never tried it because I never had the gumption. But Betsy Begonia released a video about the mites that I have been dealing with, and the podcast knows because I talk about it all the frickin' time. And Betsy and I have chatted back and forth quite a bit about them as well. But she released a video where she talked about how you can control them. Sulfur fungicide has worked for me. I sprayed my entire collection down twice. I didn't. In Betsy's video, she says you have to do it for like 8 weeks, but I didn't do that. And the majority of my plants are clear. Like I check them every time I water them now with my microscope. But there's still a few trailers. And so one of the methods she said is to put your plant in hot water, 110 to 120 degrees. You shouldn't go over 120 for 10 to 15 minutes. And that kills like all cycles, the eggs, because these mites lay their eggs in the tiniest little cracks and crevices in your Hoya. Now, you guys have Hoya, and like the stems kind of get woody, like the older parts of the stem. Right. And there's like tiny little cracks. And when you get that microscope out and you look, those cracks are filled with eggs, which means if you spray them down with like water, it's not going to get them out of there. It's gross.
I wonder if I have these mites.
I bet you do.
I want to know.
Because I'm sure I gave you a plant that had them. It's just like, I think the whole Hoya world has them, and it's just, people are just like, oh, this Hoya is finicky and won't grow. It's like, no, it's probably covered in mites. But
oh shit.
Have these like gone on to any of your other houseplants, or is it just your Hoya?
Well, I don't have a lot of other houseplants aside from Hoya, but like I've checked my philodendron and my monsteras, and I have never seen them on there at all. It's like these specific mites just like really like Hoya, or must be like endemic to Hoya. I don't know.
That seems such like that temperature water just seems so hot to me. Like I wouldn't think that wouldn't fry your plant. Like, that's so interesting.
I know. That's what they're like, how is this not hurting your plant? But hot water out of your tap, like if you get the hottest water out of your tap, is usually probably around like 140 degrees. So
wow.
Like I could stick my hand in that water and it didn't burn, but like I couldn't leave it in there an extended period of time, you know?
Right.
But it was like, you know, hot tubs are like 110 degrees usually, I think.
Okay.
I wish I had a hot tub because I would just like put all my plants in that.
With all the chlorine.
You know?
Done.
Would that affect it? Chlorine? Like, because hot tubs are like crawling with chlorine.
Yeah.
I know. Thank God.
So I broke out the sous vide because Steve's a nerd and has a sous vide, which is just this tool that you can use to regulate the temperature of your water. Like you can set it on your phone, you can set it on the thing. I set it for like 120 degrees. I think I'm going to do 115 going forward. And any cuttings I take on my Hoya, I'm just going to do this to them just to be sure. But the sous vide is like a game changer with this because it just maintains the temperature. So I got the water to the 120 degrees and just like there was a couple big trailing plants, Croniana and Rebecca, that I did the dip with because they still have the mites, and it's just really hard when you have like a trailing Hoya that's like 4 feet long, tons of vines. It's really hard to like, So we shall see. It's supposed to be a pretty surefire way. So I'm really hoping that it is. There's only about like 5 or so plants that I've spotted them on since I've been treating with sulfur fungicide and beneficial mites, which I kind of feel bad about the beneficial mites, to be honest, because they come, but I don't think that my plants have mites for them to eat anymore. So I think they just probably just cannibalize each other. And it's just like this vicious cycle. And I just feel bad because I'm just like, I'm like Game of Thrones in these mites out and on these plants. But yeah.
I feel like at the end of this,
those things suck.
Yeah, I feel like at the end of this, we're gonna need like a story time on your YouTube channel or something. Like, I mean, you've been just gathering so much information, and like it would be so sick if you did just like a full informational video about this. I mean, because people don't know that they have this. So when they discover it, I mean, just me being like an SEO person, I'm like, SEO, like you would be the first result because no one's probably made a video about this. Like, I mean, Betsy made her video, but you know what I mean? Like if you compiled so much information. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because I remember when you first found them, when you first found the mites, like you could not find any information on what the heck they were. Like it was months of you trying to even figure out what the hell they were. You know?
I know. Yeah. See, and I'm glad Betsy made the video though, because then people like ask me like, because people have said like, you need to make a video on like all of this, and I'm just like, ooh, I get so anxious about making informational videos because
me too.
Even though you give the disclaimer that it's your own experience, people are still like, you're not a botanist, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Suck a dick.
Yeah, well, if you don't want to hear, like, if you want to hear from botanists, like, go interpret the scientific journal yourself. Like, I don't know. It pisses me off when people say stuff like that because all the information is out there. You're just synthesizing it in a way that is palatable for the average person. But all the information is there if they want to go read the scientific journal from actual botanists. I mean, I just don't understand when people do that.
Yeah.
Why the freak are you on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all based on personal experience. You know, everybody has a different experience. So that's why people watch these videos.
Yeah.
But you always get those couple of jerks.
I've never had
comments.
Yeah, exactly. And I was going to say, I've never had a botanist come in my comments and be like, hey, you're really not qualified to say this because you're not a botanist. It's always people who are other people who are also not botanists being like, you're not qualified to say this. You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever had a botanist or horticulturalist, because if I did, I would remember and it would have like impacted me. But like, I have never.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's basically, you know, what's been going on in my life. Yeah.
Wait, no, your Hoya sale.
Okay, my turn.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I was going to say your Hoya sale.
Oh, yeah, your Hoya sale.
Yeah, that one, there were still a few left, but I think I gave like 48 propagations, and I think all but like 5 sold. So I was really happy.
That's great.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to do that more, especially with Lydia, because she's got like the shop already set up, and it was just like a nice thing to do. And she doesn't import Hoya over the summer because, hell temps here in Phoenix.
It's like, that's what I wanted to ask you. I still follow Queen Creek, because that's where my parents lived for a while. And there was a big dust storm yesterday. Did you guys get effects of that?
No, but we did have a dust storm like last week. I kept getting these advisories, and usually because Maricopa County is so large.
Yeah.
So we always get these alerts for Maricopa County, like flash flood and all this stuff. But like Maricopa County expands way past Phoenix and into very rural areas. But anyway, so then we got this dust storm stuff, and I kept getting it, and I was like, whatever. And then I got like one of those alerts that just goes, beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I ran outside and I watched this, like, it just like you could see the clouds in 1 second, and then a little bit later you can't see them at all.
So wild.
It was wild, but it wasn't as cool as like the haboobs where you see like a wall of dust.
Yeah.
I want to see that one day.
Oof.
Yeah,
I don't know if you do.
That's got to be scary though. Yeah, it's almost like it reminds me of a tsunami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, how do you hide from that? Like, that's getting in your house. I don't care if your windows are closed or not.
I feel like the only time I've ever seen haboobs and like big dust storms was when I was driving, which is like arguably the worst time to see them. Like, I never really saw them when I was just in my house in like suburbia, but if I was on the highway or something, usually between Tucson and Phoenix, there's like bad ones because it's just lots of dirt. It's like undeveloped land, just like dirt and desert, and it just like stirs it all up, and it's like a huge, like you just like can't see like 1 foot in front of you.
So scary.
Yeah.
And then like cleaning your pool out afterwards, such a
Oh yeah, what would that do to a pool? I guess it would all settle to the bottom eventually.
Yeah,
it does, and it's kind of annoying. But even just being outside that short amount of time watching it come in, like I could feel the dust of my teeth. Like I'd be like, ew.
Makes you think of the dust
I suppose there's worse things, but
Oh, Nicole, well, how's your week been? How did your dogs handle the 4th of July?
So they don't mind the fireworks, but I will say we had rain in the forecast for the 4th of July, and I was kind of glad about it because, well, on top of not really wanting to celebrate this year in the first place, the 3rd of July, we had some family over, and we were supposed to have more family, but my best friend got exposed to COVID, and everybody knows I just got over COVID, and my whole house managed to, knock on wood, avoid getting COVID. So we were like, we better not risk it. And her family was like 7 people. So that kind of like knocked our guest list in half from this little party we were going to do. So we had some family over, my sister, my nieces, and it was kind of crazy on the 3rd. Like, it sounded like the 4th on the 3rd around here. So I guess people kind of like picked up on there being rain in the forecast for the 4th, and they were just like, let's just go to town on the 3rd. And we had the dogs outside the whole time, and they were fine. They were totally fine. Like, the first couple of loud ones, they kind of like was like, what the hell was that, you know? But neither of them, when they were little, we had them outside with us. So I feel like they kind of got used to it. But then I'm like, did they really? Because this only happens 1 day a year. So are they remembering that? Because dogs, do they really remember that? I don't know. But they seem to be totally fine. And then we got storms on the 4th of July, like at night. And they were basket cases. They were like trying to get under the couch. And I'm like, you were just sitting outside during like World War III yesterday. And now you're hiding under a couch because it's thunder and lightning. But they usually do pretty well, like with that stuff. But yeah, we got some doozies on the 4th of July. It was loud. It was kind of scary. But I was like, oh, whatever. You guys don't need to blow off any more fireworks. We're fine. How did Cuddy do with the 4th of July? Was he scared? And how did Leo and Cooper do?
Adam first.
Oh, I mean, yeah, Cuddy used to get like really, where dogs kind of get that like shivery shake, and like look around and want to be close to you. So, we spent some 4th of Julys in the bathroom, like just hanging out together.
Aww.
The cats are like, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Typical.
That's just so, like, the demeanor of cats versus dogs is just very funny. Yeah, my dogs did fine. Like, the first, like, well, my neighbors shoot guns, like, all the time. So, like, I think that they're used to the sounds. Like, it used to freak them out a lot and they'd bark, but now they're a little bit more, like, they know that it's happening, but they're fine. I like the fireworks shows that were kind of far away, but we could still hear them. They were fine. But then our neighbors started lighting off like really big fireworks, and they got a little scared. But it wasn't that bad. And we have like CBD for them, like CBD treats, and that helped a lot. From Cradle.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Nice.
get them stoned.
Yeah, get them stoned AF.
Go night-night, Koopy and Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always liked the 4th of July, admittedly. As a kid, like just sparklers and like seeing the fireworks was just some nostalgia thing for me. Like, because my family always just set them off and we did it. But as an adult, like the more you think about the effects of fireworks on quite literally everything, it's horrific. Like, I don't even understand why this is still legal even for pyrotechnicians to do, because it's killing the ozone. It's birds and insects are just so confused and it messes them up so bad. And like dogs and our veterans have PTSD and it's really bad. So I don't know why this is still a thing, but here we are.
Yeah.
But it was nice. It was nice to have family over. So as you're hearing this, 4th of July was last week in our recording world.
Yeah.
And it was nice because I like don't get to see my family very often, even though we live close to each other, just because my sister has little kids, my friend has little kids. Like their schedules are all over the place in the summer. I work all summer. It's, life. So it was really nice to see them, and we barbecued. And, ever since the whole Roe v. Wade thing a couple weeks ago, I've just been trying to like live in the moment and just enjoy little things because the world's so heavy. So my common bottle brush bush has bloomed like just within the past couple of days. And it's this giant shrub we have in our backyard. It was here when we moved in, and it attracts so many pollinators. There has to be like hundreds of bees in there. And I've just been going out in the morning, sipping my coffee and like watching bees. I made an Instagram story about it today. It's just so nice. I feel like I'm contributing to the pollinators,
Does it have a smell?
It doesn't really have a smell, no. I mean, okay, so I'm not really getting up close to smell the blooms because it's loaded with bees. And I just feel like they're going to be like, bitch, get out of here if I go there. It was funny because our friend Steve was DMing me about it earlier. Yeah, I've killed that on Instagram. And we love Steve. We love you, Steve. But he was like, listen, I think it'd be great content if you just stuck your arm in there just to kind of test the waters and see if they would even notice. Make sure you record it, maybe go live. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to pass on that. But but it's just been nice to kind of just sit back and like watch the bees. As cliche as that sounds, like it's relaxing. So I've been enjoying that this week.
Yeah. I keep seeing a meme that was like, when I was younger and I saw a bee, I was scared. Like I would be like, oh no, a bee, run. And now as an adult, I'm like, hey little buddy, do you need something? Do you need a drink of water?
Yeah.
Do you need some honey, like some sugar? And I was like, that's so me. Yeah. Like I'm like giving bees drinks of water from the pool. I'm like, are you thirsty?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll like spray the bush down because it needs a lot of water, because usually these shrubs grow like on the side of riverbeds, and they're used to getting, like their roots are used to getting that water, but this is just like next to my house. So I was like, well, I don't want to spray it down because there's so many bees in it all day. So I have to wait until like dusk because then they go away. And I'm like, oh, I hope the water stays there till morning, like when they come back so they could have a little drink,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but that's been my week. Not much going on.
Cool.
Yep.
A 40-minute
right.
catch up. Let's get to this game.
Yeah, let's play a game for like 15 or 20 minutes, guys. Okay. So I looked all over the interwebs for what the hell this trend is called, and there's no name for it. So I personally think that we should maybe give it a name. So maybe that'll be the title of this episode. We got to think of a name.
A name?
Oof.
A name for the trend, because there's no name for it.
I was just going to title it "They're a 10, but ...
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty much what I've been seeing, but it's like, yeah. Okay. We'll do that.
Well, we can come up with a fun name if like I'm not nixing the fun name. But...
Okay. All right. Who's going to go first?
I think Becca. This is her idea.
Yeah, this is her idea.
We need to hear what that brain has.
Okay. And this is Houseplant edition, right?
Houseplant edition.
Yes.
Okay. We could also do some regular edition ones too, though.
Yeah.
All right. The plant's a 5, but it blooms all the time.
Oh, we're doing like actual plant. See, I was going to do like human in plant terms.
Oh.
Well, I think we can do a mix of both. But
Okay.
Okay. See, that's where our communication was flawed. Sorry. But my question remains.
But that was funny. That was a good one.
Okay. It's a 5, but it blooms all the time. What is it then?
Oh.
8.
I'm going to say 10. Like, that's the ultimate goal.
Okay.
Is the bloom, you know?
Okay. The thing, okay, so for anybody who doesn't know how this game works, I realize we didn't explain it. So it's like Would You Rather kind of ish, or no. It's that game where it's like make it or break it. Make it or break it. He's the perfect guy, but he leaves his toenails kind of long so that he can scratch himself with them. Like that kind of a thing.
Oh my gosh.
That's a break it for me.
That's so funny because my example in my head while you were saying that was he's a great guy, but he chews his toenails because I used to do that. Sometimes still do. Sorry.
Break it. I'm sorry. It's a break it. I'm weird about nails though. Like if somebody's nails, especially like men, if their nails are kind of long,
scratch himself.
It's a break it for me. I don't know why. I know I'm shallow in that, but if Daniel's nails start getting long, I'm like, you need to go cut your nails. He's like, Becca, they're barely growing. I'm like, I don't care. Go cut them. But also like if he was like a nail biter, like the nail biter nails, like that would bother me too. So like I'm just weird about nails. Yeah. I know what people's toenails and nails look like before we even say hi to each other usually, because I look and I hate that I look, but I always look. I will know if your toenails are well groomed, painted, looking a little bad. I will notice, and I'm sorry. I don't judge people for it. It's just something that I notice. So anyway, that's off topic. But ew, I hate the way I probably sounded.
The more you know,
but whatever. Okay, so
no.
Yeah, so that's how the game works. So all right, so now they both said, Adam said if the plant is kind of ugly, it's a 5, but it blooms a lot. He says 8. Nicole said 10. All right.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
What do you say?
So you could be ugly, but if you're blooming, that's a make it.
I think it depends on what kind of plant it is, because if it's like a scraggly aglaonema and it's just blooming a lot, like that's not exciting. But I guess
yeah, I guess you're right.
Just because it depends on what type of plant it is, I'm going to say 7. Like if it's a Hoya, to me that's a 10. Yeah. But if it's like an aglaonema or like an aroid, I'm going to be like, that's not very exciting.
True.
Yeah, because they're kind of ugly and they don't have a scent and not fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, I immediately thought Hoya.
I knew you did too.
I got one.
Yeah. I knew you would.
Go ahead, Adam.
Okay. They're a 10, but they water their orchid with an ice cube.
No, 2. You know what? That could be... That's fixable, though. It's a fixable scenario.
We could change them.
But I guess they're all fixable scenarios.
I'm gonna say that's
we can change that.
they're a 10, but they water with an ice cube. I'm gonna say that's a 6 or a 7 because it works for some people. Not that I agree with the practice, but it works for some people, and I hate that it works. But it shows that they at least
the label. The label says to do it.
Exactly.
Still,
they follow instructions. To me, that says
You're
they
right.
follow
So
instructions.
They take.
That's
They
true.
take direction.
Shit. It's a hard one, man. All right, I'm gonna change it to 5.
Nicole's like 2. All right, Nicole.
Okay. They're a 10, but they water with a watering can.
In place, like they water their plants in place with a watering can.
Yes, they're not moving. They're not moving that plant ever.
That's a 2. That's a deal breaker for me almost. That's a 2. That plant is not getting what it needs.
I'm gonna have to go. No, it's not. I'm gonna go 4 on that one.
Okay.
Because all the work I would have to do to take that plant to the sink and flush it, because you should be flushing your plants.
Exactly. You
Just
see.
saying.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. They're a 2, but they have a regular fertilizing schedule that they stick to.
9.
Okay. See. Yeah. See, we have discipline there. There's discipline there. Yeah, I'm gonna say 9 too.
Wow. See, gentlemen, if anyone's out there or ladies.
2's pretty low. 2's pretty low, but yeah, we're gonna go with 9.
Also, just gonna point out that both Nicole and mine's are always like, yeah, they're high, but they do this really shitty thing, and all of Becca's are like, they're not great, but this really cool thing is what they do. So you can tell who's the half empty and half full people on this podcast.
That is so funny. You're so right.
I got some half fulls too.
Oh my god, that's funny. Oh,
that's hilarious.
Wow.
Okay. This is a good one. This one's nuanced.
Okay.
They're a 9. But their houseplants are fully infested with fungus gnats in the bedroom, and they are just like, it's okay, it's a natural thing, and not trying to eradicate it.
Oh,
1.
That's a 1 for me, and maybe less. I think that's gross.
Yeah,
that says something about hygiene. That's gross.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
because it's one thing to have a problem and try to eradicate it.
Yeah.
But if you're like, it's just, it's fine. You're eating fungus gnats at that point.
Ew. Like, imagine. No, that's way too graphic to say on this podcast. But imagine that you're like in the middle of things.
Is it?
You're in the middle of things.
I knew your mind was. I already knew it.
Things get sticky. Like, what if a fungus gnat gets stuck to something that is sticky and it goes inside of
it's a natural
someone?
trap.
Like, if there was ever a fungus gnat inside, no! No. Oh, also,
no.
like, okay, if there's a fungus gnat in my own home, it doesn't gross me out that much. But if there's a fungus gnat flying around someone else's home, I'm like, ew. Like, these are foreign fungus gnats. Like, they feel more gross than if they were my fungus gnats.
These are part of the family.
Right? Am I the only one? Like,
oh, that's so funny.
All right.
Okay,
No,
I have one.
I feel that same way. Okay. Go, Nicole.
So they're a 2. See, I'm going low. They're a 2, but they own a Mills bow, and it's packed with beauty.
Ooh. And, like, I'm just picturing, like,
I'm talking the grow lights, the fan, the pegboard with all of the little, like, it's packed.
they've got accessories.
Sploosh.
No fungus gnats in that bitch.
Oh. I'm going to say that's...
But there are two. There are two.
I mean, that's pretty up there because not only do they have the awareness that, hey, these plants might not be super happy in my home environment, so I'm going to create something for them. They've made an investment. You know, they've got disposable income to do something like that. That says a lot.
Yes.
What does that disposable income mean for me? That means they can use that on me too. So that's definitely a plus.
The analyzing. I really hope we don't get any heat for this episode.
Like literally only thinking about how this benefits me. Super selfish. I'm gonna give that like an 8. I think they become an 8 for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking 7 because you started pretty low with the 2. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just for the record, I don't think these numbers are based off of like superficial things.
Yeah.
Right? We're not saying just looks. We're talking about like just
we're talking
overall
about everything.
They're a 2. I mean, okay, see, I was being shallow and thinking looks wise. So, if like they have the personality of a 2, but they do this. Okay, they have the personality of a 2, but they have a Millsbow and all the accessories. Don't you think they might be a little bit like what is it? Oh, like I'm better than you or
centered?
Yeah, like they think they're so good. Like you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's so nuanced. Like all of them are so nuanced because if he's a 2 in general, that means he's got a bad personality too.
Yeah.
Bad personality with a Millsbow?
Right. See, I was going for overall. I was thinking overall, like looks, personality, like everything.
Yeah.
You know, the whole package is a 2, but, you know.
I feel like he'd be insufferable, actually, now that I think about it. So 2.
Becca's really diving in on the thought.
Oh, shit.
This is like my favorite stuff to do. Like I have been in a relationship for like 5 years, but I just love like make it or break it. Like I love that kind of stuff. It's so funny. Okay.
Smash or pass.
So I love a smash or pass. Okay. He's a 4. But when you get to his house or her house, whoever, they have printed articles from scientific journals then there's like highlighted sections about houseplants. So dumb.
Okay. Wait, what are they though? They're a 4?
They're a 4.
Clearly they're smart. So that's a good thing.
Well, I mean, are they? Because if they're printed out, environment,
and highlighted,
there's way easier places to do that.
True. You can have like, you know, saved tabs on your phone. I'm gonna keep it at a 4.
Changes nothing.
I'll raise it a little, but I'm gonna go to like a 5.
Okay.
And it's funny that you said this, Becca, because I was literally just thinking how we all would feel if all of our partners were really into plants like we are. And I think we would all hate it because none of us like being told what to do. And if someone was in this house being like, I think you should do this, I would be like, I think you should leave.
Yeah, literally.
So if he's highlighting if they're highlighting things on scientific journals, they're probably the ones commenting on people's YouTube channels being like, well, actually, nah, you're not qualified.
You're not a botanist.
No,
I hate that person.
I know.
I'm lowering it to a 3.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Yeah, I think
that was a funny one.
It's just like imagining that like these people sound insufferable. Like they just really think they know. And like,
yeah, they do.
And as we are sitting here being like, well, we wouldn't want a partner to tell us what to do. Like we're acting like we know, but we're upset that they're acting like they know. It just does not. It does not make any sense. No, but anytime Daniel like tries to give me advice, like he's being sweet and like wanting to give me like either business advice or like plant advice, I'm like, why do you think you can tell me that? Like, what qualifications do you stand on? And I'm such a bitch. I'm such a bitch about it. He's like, I'm just trying to help. I'm like, well, don't. Get out. Goodbye. Stay in your lane, Daniel.
I listen. I listen. I take the advice, and I'll sit there and I'll hear him out, and then at the end I'll be like, yeah, but no. And here's why.
Yeah, but no.
Oh.
Okay, Adam, go ahead. You got one?
Oh, they're a 9, but they just don't get Hoya.
Oh.
That's gonna be an 8 for me. I'll just drop it down a little bit because I am not a person who doesn't get Hoya, but I'm also not a person who's like super obsessed. Like it doesn't mean that much to me if someone doesn't like them. But I am like,
yeah, I'm gonna go down.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm gonna say 7. I'm between a 7 and an 8 too. Because it's like, okay, because you could probably still have some beautiful plants in your collection, but I also feel like they're missing out. Mm-hmm. And why? What do you have against Hoya? Why don't you have any? And why have you never had any? Mm-hmm. And I have questions. So
I'm gonna go 6. Sorry.
Yeah, well, because that's your entire
I thought
collection.
It'd be a 1.
If someone doesn't understand like your whole collection, that's like, well, why are we together then? What's the point?
Yeah.
I get that.
Exactly.
You don't get me.
You just don't get me.
Get it. Okay. All right. So they're a 9, but they buy Miracle Grow.
That's straight to a 2.
Oh my gosh.
And straight to a 2.
Miracle Grow. Well, let me switch this up because there's certain Miracle Grow soil components that I would consider if I couldn't find any other components, like perlite maybe, but Miracle Grow like potting soil.
Okay, so they see
specifically.
The thing is with Miracle Grow, I don't have any issues with Miracle Grow as a company. I just think that people don't realize that they need to add more to it. Like, sure,
Right.
use it as a base, but if you're not adding anything else, what are you doing? Planting annuals? Like, what is going on?
Yeah. Yeah, no. They're using Miracle Grow potting mix
Straight up.
straight up for their houseplants specifically.
How long have they been collecting? I can't be an elitist here. How long have they been collecting?
4 years. 4 years, and they have not learned their lesson. Because that's an important factor, actually. And I'd like to just reiterate something. If you're new to houseplants and you're using Miracle Grow,
Add something to
it's
it.
okay, and it's never too late to change.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it works for some people in specific plants, possibly. Like, pothos.
Yeah.
I feel like those could take a
Straight up
but
batch.
in general.
Yeah. And we're not,
I
we
would
don't want to be
say-
elitist here because you can use it as long as you're mixing stuff with it because it's too dense to use for houseplants. Just, it doesn't make sense. So that's why we're very like, ew. Just so everybody, if you're new here and you don't know us, we're not assholes.
That one needed a lot of preface. I apologize.
Oh no. These are the good
details on that.
questions.
Are they willing to change, though, if attention was brought to the matter?
See, I don't think so because they've been collecting for 4 years. They've had ample time to do research on this fact of amending your soil. And, I don't think that they fertilize either. So let's just throw that in there.
What's the collection look like? Is it like, is it happy or are we like,
Well,
dusty and crusty?
For starters, they definitely have a fungus gnat issue and they're not sure,
It's the same guy.
quote unquote, where it's coming from. It's the same person.
Same guy in the bedroom. Okay, and I think with these questions, it should be this fact will never change about them, because we could very easily be like, oh, we could change them. We could show them new information. No, they are like dead set that they are doing this. They are going to water with ice cubes. They are never going to amend their soil. That's a red flag for me.
Correct.
Red flag.
Yep.
Yeah.
No fungus gnat traps anywhere
5.
to be found.
I'm giving them a 5.
A 5. Okay.
That's probably
from a
too,
9.
That's probably too nice.
No, but they're like really hot though as well.
What
If
about
they're
you?
a 9, they're like smoking hot. And you're like,
Yeah,
I guess I can get over the fact that your plants are dying if you look that good.
And they're pretty smart too. They're smart too, but they're also stubborn, obviously. Like,
I like that we're creating worlds for these people, like in full detail seriousness. You're like,
it's hard to just be like 9 and then move on. Like, it's just, I need details. I'm gonna give that person a 4 just because it affects my personal income that they don't want to buy De La tanks.
yeah.
This affects me personally. I'm just kidding, but no. That would bother me a lot, honestly. So I'm gonna say that's a 3. I couldn't mingle my plants with theirs happily. Like when we move in together and like our plants become his plants become mine, my plants become his. Like I'm gonna have a divider.
Yeah, I would probably give that like a 2.5. And again, like nothing against Miracle Grow, but clearly this person's not watching my videos. So like, are we really going to be good for each other? Like you don't care about my work, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Of all of the videos out there of people showing how they make their mixture and it still didn't get through, I just don't know about that.
yeah, it's a tough one, you know? It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Should we keep going?
I think we should each do one more, or maybe even more. I don't know, but I think since we're at like an hour, why don't we each do another one?
Okay.
But this is really fun. I'm kind of sad that we had such a long catch up.
I know, it is fun.
We should do this in like a Patreon or bonus something. That's fun. Okay.
Yes.
They're a 5, but
They're a what?
sorry, I'm thinking. They're a 5, but they shoot. Okay. They're a 5, but they have those IKEA shelves that you both have, and they're like set up really nice and it's very clean. Like it looks like your shelf, Nicole.
7.
And yours, Adam.
Yeah.
9.
7.
9. They know how to display their plants. That does it for you.
I'm a 5 and I have those shelves. I want to be a 9. What'd you say, Becca?
Oh no, my internet has cut out.
Oh, I can still hear you a little bit.
Adam, Nicole, where have you gone?
We're here.
Where have all the cowboys gone?
Hello?
Becca, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
We can see you.
Are you there? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh,
We're here.
hi. I just realized I was on my bad internet.
We should leave this in.
Yeah, I probably will.
I have had several people like on my Patreon lives be like, yeah, I thought you guys were exaggerating when you talked about how bad your internet is, but now that I'm looking at you, it's really bad. I'm like, awesome. This is affecting my career at this point. Like my friend sent me a screenshot. My friend sent me a screenshot of our FaceTime like the other day. I was mortified with what I looked like, and you guys have to tell me if this is what I look like to you.
I'm not gonna lie, but there's been times where I wanted to screenshot you because you look pretty funny. Like I'll catch you when you're like wiping an itch off your nose, and it just looks like you're picking your nose for a good solid minute.
So bad.
But that's all out of love.
I mean, you know what? Like when your internet.
Oh, Becca,
Oh,
no.
that's bad.
You look like some kind of alien.
You're pixelated.
Yeah,
That's not what you look like. That looks like the Easter Island Stonehead.
okay.
Yeah, no, you're not pixelated on our end right now at all.
She told me, she's like, this is what it's looked like the entire conversation. And I'm like, awesome, we've been talking for like 4 hours. Then you just now told me.
Oh my God.
Like, why even chat at that point? Like, if that is literally what I look like.
Aww.
It's sad. It is sad. Ugh. Anyway.
Also, Becca, I'm not dogging on it, but what is this outfit you're wearing? Because it's giving me baptized in the Jordan River. It's giving me Mormon church. It's giving
First Communion.
Handmaid's Tale. Yeah.
It's like basically a maxi white linen dress, which now that you say that is definitely giving my christening or whatever, that First Communion or whatever.
Yeah.
I thrifted this and I was super excited. I'd never wear maxi dresses. A white maxi dress is kind of a statement, but it's really fun for around the house. It is the what is it, house dress era of the summer. You know, it's so hot. What else can we wear besides a little house dress and some little biker shorts because our thighs chafe?
Sure do.
Okay, so back to he's a 5, but what were you saying? They are 5, but
the IKEA shelves.
Yeah, they've got like beautiful, pristine. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, okay.
It's your turn, actually.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah, because you gave those IKEA shelves a 9.
I feel like we should do another round after this of like non-plant ones, just like one really funny thing.
Yes.
But anyway. Okay. Not he.
I mean, you could say he.
They're a 9, but they refuse to smell your Hoya blooms when they open.
Oh.
Like, why? Do they think it's gross? Or like they think it's dumb?
Just completely uninterested. So, and I'm doing this because you were kind of like iffy on the Hoya one, Becca. But I know how much you love when your compacta blooms because you always post it, which I always love.
But it's such a natural human reaction to stuff.
Imagine if you
flowers.
were like, "Oh my gosh, you have to smell this flower," and they were just like, "No, thanks." Like, I don't really care.
And they're a 9.
Yeah.
I think that drops it down to a 5 because what other parts of my life are they uninterested in and invalidating?
Yes.
Like that is just maybe one part of this personality. Like, yeah, I can imagine that person is also a person who's like, if I get excited about something, they're like, okay, like, why does that matter? And that's a big no for me.
Yeah.
Like, actually, that might even be lower, like a 3. Like, what kind of partner is that?
Right. I was going to say 4. So yeah, I'm right there with you. But like I said, like it's just such a natural reaction to stop and smell a flower. Like who's not doing like you have to be a sociopath or like a serial killer. That's way deeper for me.
But that's the thing. Like these things are deep. Like this is like a manifestation, like a surface level manifestation of something a lot deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Guys, I'm thinking of so many more. I feel like
we should do a Patreon of this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
My phone's about to die. I just got the 20% mark, so I think we'll have enough time to finish one more round of non-plant ones and close out.
Okay. All right, here's my last plant one. Okay, I'm going to go high. They're a 10. They're a 10. But in the middle of the night, they decided they wanted to do you a favor because they thought it was a favor, and they cut all your Hoya runners off.
My nightmare.
Adam's dream.
Thank you, Adam, for sharing that dream with us years ago.
I'm going to go 7 because their heart was in the right place. Like they were, oh, that hurts my soul to think about like all of my Hoya runners just being held in like a bundle of sticks.
Yeah.
Then thrown away.
And they woke you up and they were excited about it. They were like,
if
they did
do
some
it a
plant
second
chores.
time, they're dead.
Yeah.
And like, what if they recorded themselves? They're like, you can add this into your next plant chores video.
Although sometimes it does release apical dominance, which then promotes branching. So maybe, I don't know. I'm still going with 7.
I think I'm gonna say 7. Maybe 8 actually. Like it would be sad, but at the same time, it's like that's not a mistake they'd make a second time. Like once they see the reaction, like one time my dad cut off the pothos and threw it away because it was getting in the bathwater. And my mom was like, what the hell, Dwayne? What are you doing? And he never did it again, but he just didn't know. So
okay.
I would be pissed, but I think
what the hell, Dwayne?
What the hell, Dwayne?
So I'd say he's
okay. Let's do
an 8 or a 9 still. Like if he goes from a 10, I think 8 or 9.
Okay.
Like that's not the worst thing he could do.
All right, 1 round of non-plantee. They're 10, but
okay. They're a 10, but is Adam still with us? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, a call was coming through.
Okay, that's fine.
I didn't want to decline it, but now I did.
Okay, they're a 10, but this is in a situation where your finances are shared to a certain degree. Okay, they're a 10, but they read out the bank statement every single night. Like they review transactions every single night and say it out loud. Like $15 at Target. Like what did you buy at Target? Like that kind of a thing every night or like every
2.
week. Like they do it all the time.
2. And that's being very fucking generous.
I'm going to go 5 because while it does speak to there's some financial responsibility, that would be an awful way to live the rest of your life, being questioned about literally everything.
Yeah.
Because I make some stupid purchases.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I'm going to say that is like, that bumps it pretty low for me. I'm going to say like a 3 or a 4. Just because like I'm imagining like how anxious I would feel every time they're on their phone, because what if they look at the bank? Like, and this is another reason why Daniel and I do not completely share finances, because I don't want somebody monitoring every single thing I buy. It's not something I want. So
I think that separate bank accounts, joint bank accounts, cool, for like all the big stuff, but having a separate bank account from your partner, there is nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, totally agree. I think it's kind of healthy.
I think it's healthy.
Yeah, we never fight about money because like he buys dumb things, I buy dumb things, and it's never cutting into what's important, which is like our mortgage, and it's just
right.
Yeah. And that's like a big advice that people give with marriage, like especially like when you're a Christian. It's like you must combine your finances because of blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not knocking anybody that has everything combined, because
it works for some people.
Whatever works for your relationship. Yeah. Right. That's a good one.
Wouldn't work for me.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I have to gender this one, and you'll understand why. He's a 10, but he refuses to wash his butt crack because touching his butt's too gay.
Stop. That's a fucking negative 0.
In the grave. Like, that is a 0. And happy Pride Month. Like, no.
No, absolutely not. You're a horrible person, sir.
I've heard people say that like straight white cis men have said things like that before, and I just can't tell if it's a joke or if there's truly people out there who are like, no.
That is so weird.
I'm sure there's truly people out there.
It's your own butt. It's yours. You own it. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like,
they're afraid they're gonna like it. That's the underlining issue.
That is
honestly.
Yeah. That is so
Give
gross.
It a
go. Give it a go.
No. An unwashed man is not it for me.
It's not for me either.
I can't. The smells that come off of a male body, I'm sorry. I can't.
Buckle up for next week, Becca.
Actually, like, since you mentioned the deodorant thing, like, I haven't stopped thinking about that, and I'm gonna tell Daniel, like, we should just have a few sticks. We'll discreetly put them in the bathroom. Just, here you go. No need to say anything and embarrass them, but just, like, it's there.
Yeah.
In case you need it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Mine's a little less invasive, but okay. They're a 9, but they let the gas tank go all the way down to E all the time. Like every time you get in the car, that shit's on E.
I feel like you're calling me out on this.
Or Jay. Jay does this, doesn't he?
No, he does not. He does not.
I
Neither one of
do.
us like an empty gas tank.
Oh, dear. I feel like Daniel and I
not
do
a
this to each
metaphor.
other. So I'm like, let's be careful with this answer because I do that, I think.
Yeah, because sometimes when you're driving home and the light comes on, you're like, I don't feel like stopping.
Yeah, that happens to me sometimes, but I'll make sure that I'm the next one in the car so that I could fill it up because I know like how much he
Because you're
hates it,
considerate.
and he knows how much I hate it.
I'm gonna go with a 7. I'm keeping it around, maybe an 8, because it's like pot, kettle, black.
Clearly, this is a personal thing that I.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's say if it happens every single time, like they never fill the gas,
Yes,
that's going to annoy me because
and they don't care either. Like they don't care that you're mad about it.
yeah, that's a problem for me. Like every single time, I'm going to bump that to like a 7 because that's annoying. I could get over it. It's not the end of the world, but that is annoying because what does that say about courtesy? If it's literally every single time.
Right.
If it happens every once in a while and they're like aware of it and they're apologetic,
No, that's not the scenario.
but they are like, well, why does it matter? Like, just go put gas in the car. Like, what? Like, they don't understand why you'd be annoyed. That's a big red flag to me.
Yep.
But, like, I feel like Adam and I, like, we know that we do it. And if our partner got annoyed, we'd be like, you're right. I'm sorry. I messed up. And I'm going to really try hard not to do that. But if this guy or partner is literally like, well, what's the big deal? Like, they're gaslighting you about it? No.
Yes. That's what they're doing.
They're gaslighting you about the gaslight. Fuck that.
It's a red flag. Yeah. Because what other parts of the home are they neglecting? What about you are they neglecting?
Or what?
Probably their butt.
Yeah,
I'm
your
guessing.
relationship. Lots to unpack there.
They need a loofah. They need a loofah. Wait, are you guys loofah people? Do you own a loofah?
Yeah, I'm a loofah person.
I tried switching to a silicone mat and it just doesn't suds the same. Here's something about me that's very weird. My soap needs to suds.
Yeah.
I don't like already foaming hand soap. Like I get irrationally angry about pre-foamed hand soap. Because I'm like, if I'm not making it do the foaming, I feel like it's not working.
Oh,
I wonder if there is something
you
behind
did
that.
stay in my house before.
Yeah.
We have the pre-foam.
I also have the foaming
know.
hand soap.
I mean, I use it, but I don't love it, and it will not be in my home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Shoot. I feel like I was gonna say.
Well, I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah, what was the question?
Oh, sorry.
Why did I just answer about the soap? What was the question?
loofah.
You asked about a loofah.
Loofah people.
Yeah.
Okay. Daniel and I are not loofah people. Like, he will just squirt the soap in his hand and then start rubbing it on his body. With the other hand, he'll like scoop up little bits and rub it on his body. I have done that for a majority of my life as well, but I just started using like an exfoliating like flat thing, and it has like the loofah plant on it, like those. I just started using that so that I could exfoliate every time I shower, but I also don't have to use it. Like, I've never been I guess I maybe used a loofah when I was a kid, but upon moving out, it was never a priority. And I think there's two types of people in the world: loofah people and non-loofah people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
I guess
then
I
you
wouldn't
have
say.
washcloth people in there
Ew,
too.
which I think is so
Oh,
gross because it's like stinky.
Sorry
that shit
if you're a
gets-
listener and use a washcloth.
Sorry, guys. That's
I used to when I was
no.
younger.
They're stinky.
When loofahs entered my life, like I feel like if I shower and there's not a loofah present, which by the way, I'm not going to use somebody's random. Like Becca, I wouldn't use a loofah that was hanging in your shower.
Thank you.
But if I didn't have my own loofah, I just feel like my shower's not complete. Like something's not right. I don't
Something's
know.
not
We need a
right.
travel loofah.
We've always been loofah people. But like if I'm traveling, I don't bring it with me because like what are you going to put it in? A Ziploc bag? Then it's going to get kind of smelly. Then you got to get a new one. So like I'll just travel and use my hands because I don't necessarily need to exfoliate every time I shower. We all don't need to,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for answering that random question.
Snapple facts. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us in today's Potted Together podcast episode. That was very long and drawn out. This was really fun. If you're looking for some more of this, I have a feeling this is going to be featured in our next Patreon episode for August. So head on over there, join if you haven't already. And don't forget to follow us on our personal pages. Adam is not dude, KNOT, over on Instagram. Becca is at DeLaPlants, and I'm at My Clean Leaves. We're all on YouTube. All the things. And if you're looking to watch some of our other videos, if you didn't know we had a YouTube channel, we do. You could head over there and watch all of our previous videos.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And
thanks.
And there's a...
Was that the dog?
Yeah. And there's a playlist of all of our old collabs. You can like see our friendship develop over the years. And that playlist is called Collab Capsule.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks so much again, and we'll see you on our next one.
Bye.
I had a yawn. Sorry.
Gear Patrol calls their new dive watch the best sub-$500 dive watch. Full stop. Men's Health rated them as the most stylish solar watch in the game. Who are we talking about? It's Movement. They're leveling up your gift giving with the sleekest watches you can buy and the biggest deals of the season. From their innovative ceramic materials to sexy automatic divers, from ultra-thin dress watches to solar-powered statement pieces, and everything in between, Movement is making sure you're the good gifter this year. For your family, your friends, or for yourself. And now you can take advantage of 30 to 50% off Movement's California clean watches, jewelry, and accessories to get them a gift they'll never forget. With fast, free shipping and returns and amazing bang for your buck, Movement makes for a relaxed shopping experience. And with one-size-fits-all watches, it's an easy, elegant gifting experience too. Shop 30 to 50% off now at mvmt.com. That's mvmt.com.